extra time.
Stuart, you say that Jimmy's your idol in terms of improving in your mid-30s. Do you think it's feasible that you might actually end up with more wickets than him?
Do you know, good question. I've never even thought about that. I'm not a particular goal setter, so it's not like I could sit and say I really want to take 600 wickets or anything like that. I'm someone who almost sets goals on series. So I want to make sure that I'm here and peaking at that time and here and peaking at that time. So, the way Jimmy still runs in and bowls and has the skill at 30, coming up to 38 is incredible. And if you'd have asked me 4 years ago, if you'd have asked me that question 4 years ago to say at 34, do you think you'd still play for another 3 or 4 years? I'd go, absolutely not. But now I am 34. I feel fit. My fitness testing post-lockdown was the best it's ever been. I feel excited. I'm really enjoying playing around this group. I've got a great relationship with Chris Silverwood, the head coach, who knows my bowling inside out, having worked with him as bowling coach. And why not try and follow in Jimmy's footsteps? He's been wonderful to play with. He's still inspiring players in this group and below. And if the environment in the England change room stays as it is, and how enjoyable it is to be around these cricketers like Rooty and Stokes and Wokes, and then you add in your Popes and Sam Currans, who are just such young, exciting prospects. It's a great place to play. It's really enjoyable. I don't feel like I'm the older sort of outcast, and I feel like Jimmy feels exactly the same. I think there'd be a lot of 34-year-olds who have retired from the game would wish they'd be in an environment that we're in at the moment, because it gives you energy, it inspires you to keep improving, and with the amount of competition there is, you've got to perform as well. Let's be honest. We've got so many fast bowlers here that if you're not taking wickets, you're probably not going to play, which keeps the standard high. So I feel very lucky that I'm in an environment I am, and if I keep bowling the way I am for the next few years, then I wouldn't rule anything out.
Though, I mean, having been left out for the first test, you must have worried that your career might be coming to an end. But how much longer do you feel you can go on giving your best now? You've shown you're still there, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 34 now, but I feel like I'm bowling as well as I ever have done. I've done some technical work and changed my run-up in the last 18 months, and I think I'm feeling the benefits and getting the rewards for that, really. I'm challenging the stumps. I mentally try and make the batsman play as much as possible and actually judge myself on that. So I think that's a tactical thing that's really taken me to a really exciting level that I feel I'm at the moment. So I'm not someone who sets targets. I never said I really want to get 500 wickets or 600 wickets, anything like that. I'm someone who looks pretty short term, but at the moment I feel fresh, I feel fit. I'm bowling how I want to be bowling, bringing the outside edge of the batsman into play, bringing the slips into play, but also LBW and bowl being a big dismissal of mine. So, we bowl for one reason only, and that's to take wickets that can help secure Test match wins and Test series wins. And it's a great feeling sat here knowing that I've come into an attack that's had an influence on us winning this Test series, because we've bowled brilliantly as a unit. Everyone's played their part, and it's a very happy changing room right now.
But it's fair to say you still feel you got a lot to offer, and for many years to come.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy's my idol on that. He turns 38 in this little break we've got now. So he's someone who I've watched very closely. He's a great friend of mine for many years, but also over the last few years, how he's maintained himself and kept upskilling himself to be able to compete, and not just compete, but get better at this level. And I think you look at both of our records over the last few years, we're actually improving. Compare my last 18 months to my career record, and it's way better, which is always a great sign.
And finally from me, did being left out for that first test give you added motivation coming back in?
No, not really. I didn't really need any more motivation. I knew I was bowling well. My sort of stats and numbers before going into this series were pretty strong over the last few months. So I knew that once I got that opportunity again, I'd be ready to strike. So yeah, I mean, delighted to have picked up the wickets that I've been able to do and influence the results. Because tactically on these pitches, I think we've got it right as a bowling unit. We had to try and hit the stumps, try and nip it back onto off stump, because the slips, there haven't been quick pitches, so the slips haven't been in the game as much as fast bowlers would like. So I think tactically we were really switched on, and that's helped us win this series.
Okay, we'll go with Rory then, Lawrence, please.
Stuart, I wonder, speaking in the round slightly, from day one as a young sort of prodigy to now, what do you think the defining qualities or quality of you as a cricketer has been?
Never give up. I'm always someone who probably comes from my mum, actually. Feels like we can win from any situation. So I think the most recent time of that, and where it really helped me drag through, was probably Cape Town at Tea. I can't remember how many wickets we needed, but we'd been slogging away and gutsing it out for a long period of time. But I just sort of knew deep down, if we keep firing here and applying pressure, South Africa can crack. And that sort of mindset helped us win that test match. And it's something that Straussy told me from a really young age about sort of having this belief of continuously trying to improve. And I think that's something that I can definitely say I've managed to do throughout my career. Something I've always been looking for, the next step that can improve me as a cricketer. And I think that keeps you hungry when you're always looking for things to improve in practice that you can take into games. It can keep you moving forward as a cricketer. And I don't think it's easy to get to 34 and start just going, I'll just do what I've done for the last 13 years and be okay. I've actually notified certain things that I really want to step up. I love that feeling of winning. I'm hugely competitive. I want to be involved in test series wins, and I think that helps me stand up at pressurized situations. I've never shied away from intimidating moments in test matches in any sort of cricket, and I really enjoy the moments that when the game needs changing slightly. I want to be that person. I want to be the person that gets thrown the ball or the bat when we need to change the momentum of the game, and I get much more of a feeling of success if you get 2 for and it's really important wickets than I do if I get a 5 for and they're not. So I've always had a big hunger, a big love for the game, but I think that sort of never give up attitude and always searching for ways we can win games has helped.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.